had Brodie Lee take on Dave's favorite Marko Stunt. And I'm going to tell you this. Marko, lay off the promos because you're not good at them. No offense, brother. You're just not great at promos. Practice in front of the mirror a couple of more times. Maybe you'll get a little bit better. But, man, the promo he did before the match was not good. What did you think of the match between Brodie? Where they, I'm not going to say he did more than what he did against Lance, but I guess he went out there and shined a little bit. What did you think?
So apparently, guys, now wrestlers,
Marko,
if you want tips on how to cut good promos, call Tony. Because he'll tell you if you're good or not.
I'm just giving him some friendly advice, Dave. Nothing wrong with that.
It was a squash match, and he got thrown around the ring and maybe too long, but who cares? I don't even care. Good for Brodie. He won.
That's it?
So much. What else you want me to say about it? It was a classic. It was a 5-star Meltzer.
Any compliments towards Mr. Marko Stunt, Dave?
Was he in the match?
Yes. What do you mean?
Oh, I couldn't see him.
Wow. God damn. Glamour says, God damn. Hold on. If there was a wrestling equivalent of a massacre, it was this match. I genuinely felt bad for Marko. Marko took some absolute terrifying chops. May he have been the hardest chops I've heard, says Chris Mack. Okay, one spot in this match, that suplex that never was. Jesus fucking Christ, he flew. Yes. That's after he did the his finisher and ended the match, he just threw Marko like he was a goddamn teddy bear. Just like, get off of me, man. Brodie Lee, your thoughts so far on Brodie?
I don't really know how much thoughts about him. I guess he hasn't really done anything. No one has, but maybe it's because of the pandemic. I thought it was funny when Jericho was like, "Oh, he's a Southerner, a court leader." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, Chris Mack actually sent me a tweet saying about. He said, "Did you hear the subtle shot towards Vince McMahon, where Jericho mentioned the Southern accent type of deal?" I'll play it on Saturday Night Show. And it's true. He kind of had a little subtle shot towards Vince McMahon, saying, "Do you believe they try to make this guy have a Southern accent?" And then he played his little version of it from the podcast. So I can't really say anything much about Brodie Lee because I think they would have done a lot more with him if this wasn't so much of this pandemic shit going on, and they're kind of handcuffed on what they can do. They can't have his whole little minions around him, you know.
Well, they could. They could just put a bunch of these guys in the mask out there.
So
that they have out there now.
They're just kind of in a tough spot. Brodie Lee beat Marko like a drunk dad coming home from the strip club. Yeah, he did. And what is wrong with Glow? Aubrey has the most beautiful body slam. How graceful, says Norton. Would you rather see Superhuman or Marko in there? Fuck this shit! You want to see him do that every time?
Superhuman. I want to see him get his ass kicked by a real wrestler. Yes.
Oh, man. Dude, I was hoping the suplex would have hit. I wanted Marko in the crowd. God damn, Bob Ruski, you wanted him to kill him? You wanted Marko to die tonight? That suplex was wild, though. He flew him up like it was nothing. Marko, I wonder how much he actually weighs. Because it can't be very much. Because these guys just throw him around like he's just a fucking ragdoll out there. But yeah, Brodie wins, beats the shit out of him, and we continue on what they're going to do with Brodie. I'm not sure what they're going to do with him quite yet, but I was hoping some more vignettes for the Dark Order. That would have been nice. If Frankie is in town next week, you could possibly reunite that SCU and Dark Order feud.
Why would Frankie be involved?
Because he's part of SCU.
Yeah, but he wasn't going after Frankie. They're going after Christopher Daniels.
But that's his boy, Dave. That's his boy.
I like, speaking of SCU, I like that little package they did.
You like the stuff they're doing with Scorpio Sky? Do you think it's
it seems like they're breaking them up. Yeah, that's what I think. Because he even mentioned it, like, hey, these guys have been the team forever. I just came on. They helped me out. And I think he's going to do a thing where he wants to go off on his own and try a singles career, and he's just going to friendly separation. And then they're going to maybe do their old bad influence thing.
Do you think this is their version of trying to get people behind Scorpio Sky a little bit more as a singles wrestler like himself, to where they can maybe push him to a title picture type of thing.
Maybe. I don't think he's going to be beating Moxley, though.
But you're right, though. They seem like they might be on the verge of separating Scorpio from Bad Influence. We'll see. I don't know how that will work.
SCU, Bad Influence was the TNA thing. But I said it will be kind of like what they were when they were Bad Influence.
I'm sorry. My apologies there. I thought Marko's promo was fine, but he just gets his ass destroyed every time. It's hard to take him seriously because you're not supposed to, Glamour. He's a guy that you're not supposed to take seriously. Like, seriously. That was too many seriouses.
Seriously?
Scorpio should be the equivalent of Kofi, still a part of a group, but having the boys there to keep his back safe, says Glamorous. I like that idea. I don't mind that. Brodie gets his first match against the established AEW name instead of a jobber, and it was against Marko Stunt. Seems like a step down to me, says Steven2411. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, because he hasn't really done nothing. I mean, I agree. I mean, Marko Stunt's not even an established name, but still. I think a better matchup, I wouldn't mind seeing it. Honestly, it would be Jungle Boy versus Brodie Lee, because Jungle Boy can actually get a little bit of offense on him and do a little bit of something, be believable, and still get beat up and lose, and still make Jungle Boy look like $100.
I would like that. I wouldn't mind that, actually. Cody versus Janela next week. Is that true? MLW? Sky clicked with them.
That was a tag match.
Sky clicked with them because of how over the three of them were on BTE. Beef Stew says Scorpio Sky came out in the anger management class with Kane and Daniel Bryan. Yes, he did. Yes.
That's crazy. That's him, really?
Yeah.
Was that really him?
Yeah.
Damn. Because he was also... I can't believe that's Scorpio Sky, though. Because think about this. I still can't believe that's fucking him. Because he was in TNA doing Destination X, and then he shows up in that segment with Daniel Bryan. That's fucking crazy, isn't it? How big of a star he is from that?
Wow,
from that little spot, and then going to Raw a few weeks or months later to do that stuff with Daniel Bryan and them. That's crazy.
Let's see. Brodie Lee destroys the Jurassic Express one by one, then absorbs them into the Dark Order. Book it, Cody, says Glamorous. Ooh, what did you think about that?
Who's that?
Have Brodie Lee destroy every member of the Jurassic Express one by one and then absorb them into the Dark Order.
Well, he already destroyed Marko.
Well, next would be Jungle and hopefully eventually Luchasaurus. Wait, Scorpio Sky was Harold? Yes, he was Harold.
Okay, Harold.
Yeah, after that WWE segment, he got in hot water, says Bobaruski. So, yes, it is Janela versus Cody next week on Dynamite.
Why would he get in hot water for a WWE segment?
Maybe he got in trouble. Let us know what happened there, Bob.